There's a quiet kind of sadness that doesn't show up in medical charts. It doesn't have a name you can diagnose. It doesn't come with bruises or broken bones. But it settles deep into the chest, heavy, unspoken. It's the feeling of waking up in a room that doesn't smell like home. Of seeing unfamiliar curtains. Of eating breakfast at a table with people you don't know, and wondering, did I move here too soon? This video isn't about blaming. It's not about criticizing nursing homes. Because the truth is, many of them do incredible work. They provide safety, meals, medication, care. But what we don't talk about enough is the cost of leaving home before we have to. The emotional cost. The spiritual cost. The quiet regrets that come too late. Today, I want to share with you the 6 most common regrets we've heard from seniors who moved into assisted living or nursing homes too early. Stories that come from real voices, real experiences, and years of elderly reflections. Not to make you fearful, but to make you thoughtful. Because you deserve to make decisions from clarity, not panic. From strength, not pressure. Let's begin with the first regret. One that comes up again and again in letters, emails, and quiet interviews. I didn't know I'd miss my kitchen that much. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But oh, it runs deep. For decades, your kitchen is more than just a place to cook. It's the place where your life moves in rhythm. Morning tea. Afternoon toast. Sunday stew. The smells. The cupboards you reach for without thinking. That chipped mug that no one else likes, but you refuse to throw away. And when that's gone, when your meals are made for you, served on a tray, decided by a schedule, you don't just lose food. You lose familiarity. You lose freedom. One woman, Carol, 81, told us, "They bring me soup every Tuesday. Same kind. Same bowl. But I miss the way I used to make mine, with garlic and crushed pepper. I miss the sound of my own stove." She didn't move because she couldn't cook anymore. She moved because her daughter was worried she'd fall. Now, she wonders if she gave it all up too soon. "I thought being cared for would feel like love, but it feels like management." This one hurts. Because families don't mean harm. They want to protect. To help. To plan ahead. But sometimes, in trying to do the right thing, they forget to ask what you really want. James, 76, put it like this. "I used to decide when I'd wake up. When I'd shave. Now I hear a knock at 7 a.m., and a voice says, 'Time to get ready for breakfast.' It's polite, but it's not freedom." For many seniors, being helped too soon feels less like support, and more like being scheduled. There's a difference between being safe and being alive. And that difference is choice. When you give up your daily decisions, your life starts to feel like a program, something others run for you. No one told me how lonely I'd feel, even in a building full of people. This might be the most surprising regret. Because when people move into nursing homes, they often expect companionship. But what they find is a kind of structured isolation. Yes, there are others around. But they're not your people. Not your neighbor. Not your sister. Not your bridge group. You don't know their stories. And they don't know yours. Ruth, 83, said, "There are 40 of us on this floor. I haven't had a real conversation in 3 weeks. The staff are busy. The routines are fixed. And even if someone sits next to you at dinner, it doesn't mean you feel connected." Loneliness isn't about being alone. It's about not being known. And for many who move too early, that loneliness hits harder than the fear of falling ever did. Let's pause here. These first 3 regrets, missing your kitchen, your control, your connections, aren't just about nostalgia. They're about identity. Because independence isn't just about mobility. It's about memory, belonging, choice, ritual, the things that made you you. And when you move into a space where you didn't write the rules, you start to feel like a guest in your own life. this isn't always the case. But when seniors move before they truly need to, it often is. That's why we say again and again in this community, don't give up your freedom because of fear. Build strength first. Build options. Because senior health is more than your blood pressure or medications. It's the strength to stay home, to speak up, to prepare your life so you can age where you feel most like yourself. Let's continue. In part 1, we talked about the first 3 regrets. Losing the kitchen. Losing control. Losing connection. And if those made you pause, these next 3 may touch something even deeper. Because now we're stepping into the regrets that don't just come from the body, they come from the soul. Let's begin with one that's harder to admit out loud. I let fear make the decision, not me. So many seniors we've spoken to share this quietly. Not with anger. Not with blame. Just truth. They moved into assisted living not because they couldn't live at home, but because they were afraid something might happen. Afraid of falling. Afraid of forgetting the stove. Afraid of being a burden. But the question they ask later is, what if I had waited just a little longer and tried to strengthen instead of surrender? Edward, 80, put it this way. I left when I was still walking fine. Still making tea. But my son said, why wait until something goes wrong? So I agreed. Now I wish I'd waited until I was truly ready. Fear is real. But fear is not always a reason to rush. And that's one of the biggest life lessons from the elderly. When you make decisions based on fear, regret often follows. But when you make them from confidence and clarity, peace follows, even in difficulty. If you're afraid of living alone, ask yourself, is it fear or is it pressure? Is it real risk or just worry? Because there are many ways to stay safe without leaving your life behind too soon. I didn't know how fast I'd lose my independence once I gave it up. This one is heartbreaking. Many seniors believe that moving into a facility will help them stay independent. But in reality, when you stop doing certain things, your body quickly forgets how. If meals are brought to you, if your laundry is done for you, if your medication is handed to you, if someone walks with you everywhere, your muscles, your memory, your motivation begin to shrink. And before long, the help you needed occasionally becomes help you need all the time. It's called learned dependency. And it's one of the most dangerous parts of moving before you truly need to. Agnes, 79, said, I used to climb stairs every day. Now they tell me not to. Use the elevator, they say. It's safer. But now, I'm not sure I could climb them even if I tried. She didn't lose ability because of age. She lost it because no one let her use it. That's the lesson. When you stop using your independence, it fades faster than you think. That's why we tell every senior, hold on to what you can still do. Even if it's slow. Even if it's small. Don't trade it away just to make others comfortable. Because senior health is not just about support. It's about keeping the spark of autonomy alive, as long as possible. I thought my family would visit more, but they got busy. This one is the quietest kind of heartbreak. Many seniors move because they think it will bring them closer to family. They imagine their children visiting often, grandchildren dropping by, spending time together. And in the beginning, it happens. But slowly, life speeds up. Work, school, travel, responsibilities. And the visits slow. Then stop. And the senior who once had neighbors popping in, who waved to the mailman, who sat outside and greeted the dog walkers, now sits in a room, waiting. Waiting for Sunday. Waiting for a holiday. Waiting for a phone call that sometimes doesn't come. Helen, 85, said, they told me I'd never feel alone here. But I've never felt lonelier. At least at home, the silence was mine. Let's be clear, families aren't bad. They love deeply. But love doesn't always equal presence. And that's what hurts most. Because many seniors gave up their home hoping for connection, and ended up with a calendar full of empty squares. Let's stop here. These last 3 regrets are heavier, aren't they? They speak to the heart, to the wish that you could go back. Say wait instead of yes. Say not yet instead of I guess it's time. But regret doesn't have to turn into bitterness. It can become wisdom. So if you're watching this now, and you're still in your own home, still waking up in your own bed, still making your own coffee, your own rules, you have a gift. And the question is, how can you keep it just a little longer? Here are a few elderly wisdom tips from seniors who said no, and are glad they waited. Start preparing your home for aging now. Rails, non-slip floors, better lighting, step-free access. Join a local aging-in-place support network. Many communities offer check-in programs for independent seniors. Talk with your family while you're still strong. Set boundaries, make plans, share your preferences clearly. Practice daily independence. Cook 1 meal, walk 1 lap, make 1 phone call yourself. Build social circles outside your family, church, clubs, neighbors. Don't depend on one source of connection. It's not about resisting forever. It's about knowing when you're truly ready, and not before. Because your sense of home, your routine, your rhythm, they are part of your health. They are not nice extras. They are essential. And when you protect them, you don't just delay aging. You preserve your identity. There's something sacred about the space you call home. It holds your rhythms, your smells, your morning light, your coffee mug with the faded print, your calendar with the birthdays marked, your favorite chair, even if it's worn and tilting just a bit. Home isn't about square footage. It's about belonging. And when that belonging is given up too early, even if the intentions are good, the heart notices. The soul keeps score. But here's what I want to remind you of today. It's not too late to choose differently. Even if you've already moved. Even if you've been wondering, did I say yes too soon? Even if no one asked you in the first place. You still have a voice. You still have the right to say, this part of my life belongs to me. You can still speak up. You can still request more control over your schedule. You can still say, let me do that myself. You can still say, I want to be part of this decision. Because elderly wisdom isn't about giving up. It's about knowing what to hold on to. And if you haven't moved yet, if you're still in your home, watching this from the chair you chose, with your cup of tea in hand, and your cat curled up by the window, then pause and honor it. Because you are still in control. You are still deciding. You are still choosing what matters. That is a powerful thing. And it deserves to be protected. Not with stubbornness, but with clarity. Because independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means being part of your own life. Let me tell you what we've learned from thousands of elderly reflections over the years. The seniors who age best, the ones who smile more, worry less, and feel like themselves longer, aren't the ones with the most help. They're the ones with the most say. The ones who can still choose when they eat, what they wear, what they listen to, how their room is arranged, who they spend time with. And when they say, no, thank you, and it's respected. That's what aging well looks like. Not perfect health. Not luxury. But agency. So maybe today is your day to ask. Am I saying yes too quickly to things I don't really want? Have I let others make choices for me when I should have spoken up? Is it time to gently reclaim a piece of my independence? The answer doesn't need to come all at once. It can come in whispers. Like, I'd like to make my own tea this morning. I miss the way I used to arrange my room. I want to be part of this conversation, not just informed after. And those whispers? They're your strength speaking. Listen to them. Before we end, I want to say something that may be the most important part of this video. You are not selfish for wanting to stay home longer. You are not dramatic for saying, I'm not ready yet. You are not difficult for asking for your life back. You are wise. you are aware. You are still the author of your story. And no matter your age, no matter your mobility, no matter what others say, you deserve to live in a way that feels true to you. If that means staying, or speaking up, or slowing down just enough to say, "I'll decide when I'm ready," then do it. Because this part of life isn't about surrender. It's about sovereignty. Now, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, tell us. What does home mean to you? Have you or someone you know moved too soon, and what did you learn from it? What do you want to protect about your independence right now? Your story might be the exact thing someone else needs to hear today. And if you felt seen in this video, if something in it stirred a memory, or made you whisper, "That's me," give this video a like. It helps more seniors like you find it. Subscribe to the channel for more quiet truths, real stories, and elderly wisdom from around the world. We don't just talk about health. We talk about dignity and how to live with it every step of the way. So whether you're still home or somewhere new, whether you're sure or still deciding, know this: you matter. Your choices matter. And you are not invisible. We see you. We hear you. And we're walking this path with you, one honest story at a time. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next video.